Hi, my friends, it's your tour guide to the horror side, me, Preston E. And on this video, we're going to have a look at 28 Years Later. After nearly 20 years, we get another installment of the 28 series. We skip months and go straight to years because after nearly 20 years, ain't nobody got time for months. Plans for the third film in the series were said to have been in the works shortly after 28 weeks later, wrapped up way back in 2007, but conflicts over the film's rights placed it in developmental hell for so long it was beginning to look like Police Academy 8 with rage victims. At last, 18 years later, 28 years later, came to the silver screen. Just think, if they would have been patient enough to have waited another decade, it would have literally been 28 years later. But 18 years is long enough to be without our favorite rage-infected lunatics. This film gives us a young lad named Jimmy who flees his house in the Scottish Highlands during the initial outbreak to flee from his infected family. He comes upon a local church where his father, a vicar, is praying. The priest gives Jimmy a cross necklace before being attacked by the infected who breaks into the church. Jimmy escapes and fast forward to the year 2030 and the rage virus has been eradicated from continental Europe while the British Isle remains in quarantine. On a tiny island, a survivalist community lives in a fortified area. We here meet Jamie, a scavenger, his sick wife Isla, and their 12-year-old son named Spike. Isla has an unknown disease at the beginning of this film which affects both her mind and body. We find out toward the end of the film what it turns out to be. Though I won't spoil that here, however, I will say that a pack of infected, led by an alpha, have a mutated variant of the rage virus, leading them to become bigger, stronger, uglier, more disgusting, more intelligent, and in the case of Alpha leader Samson, who we'll meet later in a broke-down school bus, bigger in another way as well. Let's just say Samson is kind of the Ron Jeremy of the rage virus infected, and this has earned him the loving nickname of 28 Inches Later online. My personal favorite character in this movie is old Dr. Ian Keller, who later helped Spike, played by Alfie Williams, and his mother, played by Jodie Connor. Along the way, we meet a slew of other characters whom I won't spoil the fates of here. Just know the big old alpha male Samson really knows how to make them lose their heads. This is perhaps the most gruesome movie of the franchise. The movie starts off pretty strong and doesn't waste too much time planting the audience right into the action. The movie's ending is complained about online by some fans. However, it's designed to cliffhang to the sequel 28 years later, The Bone Temple, due to be released in January of 2026. That's right, we won't have to wait too long for this one. This movie does give you quite stirring performances, especially by Ralph Fiennes, and he gives you quite the fine performance as the old doctor some in town consider to have gone mad, as well as Alfie Williams' Spike and Jodie Connor's Isla, especially when they meet up later with Dr. Kelson. The stakes are higher in this movie, and the action is pulse-pounding. However, I still prefer the original 28 years later, but I place this one above 28 weeks later because it returns us to more intimate survival settings and focuses on more of a core group. Well, that about does it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and please like, sub, and share. Enjoy the movie and the 4th of July, and be safe. Watch out for the explosives, and the infected, and the food that will cause you to have explosive diarrhea. I've been Preston E. Garrison, and I'm out of here.